what are the concepts of working with structural directives, right? So we learned about all the structural directives. In that, we discussed about NG for properties. So NG for properties I showed you. Why these properties are required and how we can present various types of data, we learned about that. Next, after understanding this, so the key concept is working with what? Working with the structural directives. Yesterday I showed you how to use an API data. We learned how to present API data. If it is complex data, how to do. So we use a NASA API example for that. Have you tried? Able to do that? Sometimes API have issues. You go to console. In the console, if you see errors like, if you see an error like cross origin, if this type of error is coming, then you change your browser. Understood? Because while working with APIs, some browsers will block the data coming from API. Due to that, in some browsers, when we try this example, we will get an error called cross origin. If you got that error, then change the browser, it will work. While working with APIs, you need to wait for some time because API have to come from another server. It will take some time to load. So don't hurry into that and confirm that it's not working, because sometimes you will be writing the code correctly, but API is not working. That is API problem. That is server problem, because this is the API which we are using freely from other websites. If we create our own API, we can even check is there any problem in the API or not. But we are not creating our own APIs. We are using existing API. So we will see one simple example how to handle here. So what we need to do is, so we will create a simple shopper template here. So yesterday you saw NASA API. You can try another website. So fake store API.com. You can try this website. Here, this website will provide the data for ERP site, ERP application. ERP is Enterprise Resource Planning. ERP is nothing but online business. Online business is shopping business or anything. Anything online business is considered as what? ERP. Amazon, Flipkart, Swiggy, Zomato, all these comes under the category of what? ERPs. So these people will provide some sample data. We will try them. Actually, these people have some data like this. They have data like one is means request. What is the request? So and data. Actually, they have one get request. It is like /products. What data it will return is, it returns an array of products. It returns an array of products. Already I showed you that API. We used one product related details. Here we will use this website and we will use different requests they provide in that website and we will work with those requests. Actually, they provide a request. So products, what it will return? It returns all products. So that means all products are an array of products. Next, they have another get request like products /1. It is nothing but it returns specific product by ID. Actually, it is an object. It will return one object. They have like products /categories. Actually, it returns all categories. That is an array. And it returns another one, products /category /some name, some like jewelry, like this. It returns specific category products. This is also an array. Specific category related products, it returns an array. So these are the methods they are having. So by using these methods, we will try to create a simple presentation which can handle the interactions. Let's see one example for that. So here we want the products details first to verify what type of data is coming. Actually, what type of data is coming already we know. We already saw that. If you remembered one example we created for viewing the products one by one, next product, previous product, we designed one example. So let's check this data first. I will open browser. You can see here it is providing http://fakestoreapi.com. You can see this is their official website. This is the Fake Store API website. In this website, I scroll down, you can see they provide so many requests here. So products of one, categories, jewelry, like that. Now when you click products, it will return an array of products. They have some 20 products list they are having. You can see second one, it is returning specific product. Which product it is returning that product. And this is returning, is it an array? It is not array, it is an object. And another one is categories. It is returning an array. That is the categories. And you can see this is jewelry. That is nothing but it is going to return specific. Specific is so only jewelry products. You can see only jewelry products. It's an array. So first we need to understand what are the requests and what is the data returned by those requests. Then we will create an interface. We will create an interface for that. Let's create a design. We will create one shopping website. Means a simple shopping template we will create. You saw in these categories in their project, They are having electronics, jewelry, men's and women's. They have products related to these categories. So let's create one design. I'm creating a new component here. Let's add a component. I will go to components and ng generate component shopper template and skip test. This is the shopper template component I am creating. Okay, enter. This is shopper template. So shopper template, this is the shopper template component. Okay, let's create a design here. This is shopper template component. I will make it in the startup app module. So this is a shopper template. Okay. Now we will keep in the startup. That is index shopper template. So we are adding this shopper template. Okay. Let's open the browser, localhost. So the shopper template is working. Now we will try to create a design. So what is the design is here. Let's take a simple website. This is getbootstrap.com. It is Bootstrap website. It is the official website of Bootstrap. In that, let's go to themes. You will see lot of website ideas will be there. Designs, themes. These are all themes. These are all website designs. In this, so many themes are there. I will select a shopping theme. This one. This is a shopping theme. Let's see the preview. Preview is this. This is the shopping site template. Now we will try to create this design, basic header and footer. To create this complete design and make it work, we have to learn a concept called routing that we will learn in the next level. I will tell you. As of now, we will create a template like this, simple one. You see the header they are having, shopper and all. Let's create that design. So what I am doing here, go to shopper template. In the shopper template, HTML, here we will create a div and class container fluid. So this is, yeah. Now in this, we are adding a header. In the header, we are adding a div. This contains a heading. Heading is some shopper. After that, we have another div. This contains, that is a simple div. This contains buttons. This contains a navigation part actually. That means the second one is navigation part. I will create nav. In that we will keep button. So class as BTN, just BTN. Here I will give this as some categories we will give. Here we will give as home. Like this, we will add some buttons. Another one is here we have electronics. We have Another one is men's fashion. According to fake store, we have like women's fashion, and we have like jewelry like this. These are the categories they are having. Now, below this, what we will do is another div. In this div, we will keep a span. So class BI and BI search, and another span. So class BI and BI heart. So another span, some BI person, and another span, we have BI cart 4. These are the options we are having. So you can see this is the page we have. So this is BI search. BI is search. Okay. Now you can see these are the options we are having at the top. And actually, these also buttons. That means we keep a button. All these are buttons. So in the button, you will have icons. That means they are also clickable. No? In the button, we keep those icons. So this is actually options. The buttons will have a class called BTN. BTN is the class for button. So actually BTN class will not make the look like button, but they are actually buttons, clickable. Now here we will keep the header class deflex, justify content between. Display flex and justify content between, they will keep all these three side by side. And here I will, if we want, we can add BG dark and text white. So that is the background for that shopper template. Actually, all the buttons are text. Na? So I will use here BG some info or warning like this. It will change the appearance in this way. That is the page we are having. We can add some padding like P2, padding 2, that will have some gap around the content and display. Right? So, but I will not use any background. I will just keep padding. I will not keep any text white. I will just keep a simple empty one. It will be like this. Now, actually below this, we will have a simple div. And in this div, according to that template, this is the template preview actually. According to the template, they have some happy holidays deals and all. I will keep that here. So this is the content they are having inside. Here also you can use bootstrap icons. I am using class BG dark, text white, and text center, and text center, and padding 2. Like this I define. Now you can, and I will give margin top as 2. Some gap from above. That will keep the design in this way. So we have this design at the top. Now what should happen here is, in this, we must able to add right side. You can see This is cart we are having. The cart symbol is this one actually. In that cart, we are adding, here we are adding a span. Temporarily, it is having some 0. So class, we put badge, and badge, we have like BG. So danger, that is the badge. Text what? White. Actually, that is the badge we are having. And you use that border rounded, actually rounded, and rounded circle. I will use rounded circle. Rounded circle. Okay. Actually, that is the appearance for this, like this. And actually, this button will have a class called position relative. Relative is the position, and this span will have position absolute. Absolute and relative positions will keep right side corner top. That is what we are displaying here. That means this is the button and this position is at the top, right? That is design. Initially, the cart is empty. Now what we need to do is we need to display the list of all products below. That means they may have different categories related products. All the products information should display below. Initially, all will display. If we want, we can change. Now, what should happen is when I say electronics, only electronics must come. When I say fashion, fashion only should come. So, women's clothing, men's clothing, only those details must come. That is what we want to display there, filtering. Actually, we can create a navigation bar left side also. Panel we can create left side. Actually, we want to use their data which is coming. So then I will do one more work here. You see below this, I create a section. In this section, I will put a nav bar and I will create a main. This section will have class margin top 3 and it will have row. The nav bar will have column 3 or 2 and main will have, so that is column 10. In this nav bar, I will just create a div and with a label with bold, I will write as select category. And this label will have a class form label. And below the label, I am adding a drop down. This drop down will have a class form select. Now, actually, there is a navigation bar left side. Now, what is the point here is this is the original size actually. The point is here I want to display all the categories. Whatever categories are there, I want to display. But those categories will come from API. Fake store have an API. From there, we have to bring the categories and display. So data comes from API. So let's see how. First, what is the request for all categories? This is the request for all categories. What it is returning? All categories array. Actually, it is an string array. It is an array of string. You can see the data and you can check. It is a string array coming. So we will go to our project here. It's TS file. In the TS file, you know what to do. We have to first implement. implements on init. And we need to put a constructor here, and we will keep ng on init. We will declare here a property, public, the property name categories. Categories is a string type array. Initially, it is empty. It is empty. Now, we will write a function. So that means we will write a method called load categories. Categories is the method. It is a void method. This load categories must load all the categories from API and store in this array. So we will use which method? Fetch. Fetch from http://fakestoreapi.com/products/categories. Then we will collect response, and that response should return JSON. After that, we will collect data, and this data need to be applied to this dot categories. That is ready. But remember, you return a method. This method will not execute automatically. We have to call the method on init. On init, this dot what? Load categories. So it will load all the categories. So all categories information is here. So let's go to template. Here we need to create an option. This option should repeat for every category. We have to use ng for let item of what? Categories. We need to print the category. So we will print the item. And you can see it brings all the categories from API and it will display here. These are all the categories coming from API. All the categories coming from API. But it is showing lowercase. So I will do one thing. Actually, to display uppercase in JavaScript, we have string functions. 2 uppercase, 2 lowercase. But in Angular, later we will have to discuss a concept called pipes. Angular provides a concept called pipes. By using those pipes, we can easily transform data. Here I will apply one pipe. Just apply a pipe and write uppercase. It will convert to uppercase. So that is simple. Later we will learn about such pipes, how they work. So many are there. Uppercase pipe will convert into uppercase. You can see now it is in uppercase. But important here is when you select, it will submit uppercase only. But in their database, it is not uppercase. It is in lower. So what I show is uppercase and what I submit is lowercase. Then how do we change what we submit? What we submit is defined by using what? Every option can have a property called value. Understood? This value will be item. Directly that item. We will put item. That means it will submit the value as it is, but it will display the value in uppercase. While submitting, it will not submit uppercase. It will submit lowercase only. But while showing, it will show uppercase. But one more problem is there. Here, by default, it starts with electronics. I want like all. But actually in their data, they don't have all. No problem. Here, this data which is coming from their API is an array. And that array you are attaching to categories. Into that array, I will push data dot unshift. What is unshift? Unshift will add a new item into array as first item. Push will add a new item into array as last. Unshift will add as first item. Which item must be added? All. It is going to add that all as first item. You can see it is going to add that all as first item. So we are adding that all as first item. Okay, this is all the categories we are having. Now, how many products they are having? All products must come here. All the products must display here. In which location they have to display all the products in main. For this main, I will keep options like dflex, display flex. I will keep as flex wrap, and I will keep style. I will keep height. So height as suppose 400, 500 pixel. After that, anything which is above 500 pixel, we will put overflow auto. That will put a scroll bar automatically if there is more than 500 pixel. This is main. In the main, we want to display all products. So we will write one more method. What is it? Public. What is it? Load products. And it is what type? Void. What it should do? It should get all the products. And important here, we have to create an array of what? Products. But we know that all the products coming from that is fake store type. Na? You remembered already we created a contract for fake store data. Na? So we will import that contract. Which contract? Fake store product contract. It is an array type and we are expecting array. Am I right? So what we have done already, we have a fake store contract. According to data, what it is coming, we created a contract already. That contract we are using because we need to know which type of data we are dealing with. So this is an array. Now we will write the logic. But one problem is there. Problem is nothing but actually we will load here. So we are going to load here. We are going to load all products. Initially, we will load all products. But when user selects any category, suppose he selects electronics here, then this should change only electronics here. That means it should display only electronics. When user selects some men's clothing, it should show only men's. That means this is not a standard list. It is a list which is changing according to category. It can display all or it can display only the category that you selected. That means it's not a standard list to display. The list will be changing. Then we can write this method in this way. We can pass a URL which is string type. What does that means? Whenever you call load products method, you tell what products to load. That means one time it will be loading electronic products. Another time it will be loading some men's fashion, women's fashion, jewelry like that. That means this method is not using a standard URL. URL will be changing according to the request. So what we have to do now, we have to fetch data from URL. Understood? This URL is not standard. It will be changing. Okay, dot then what we have to do? We need to collect. So response, and this response is converted into JSON. After that, collect the data coming from that URL. And we know that the data from that URL is a collection of products. But different category products will be changing. So we will apply This dot what? Products is equal to data. That's it. Now, whenever our component loads, we will call this dot, what is it? Load products. But it is asking what products I should load. Initially, what products I should load? Initially, I should load all products. Then I will pass the URL http://fake store api.com/what products. That means it will load all products. Okay. Now all products information is present inside this products array. We need to print that in the main. How we want to print? In a card style. We will create a class. What is it? Card. Card, I will give padding 2, margin 2. I will keep card style width. So width is a 200 pixel. This card should repeat for every product. So we have to use ng for let product. Product of what? Products. Now for every product, we will create here a div. So we will put here image, and image have a source src. What is it? Product dot image. Don't fall down. Huh? You will fall down. Huh? Wash your face, come. Otherwise I will sleep. Yeah. You are doing some night duties, huh? Yeah? No, no. Then no problem. Some people do night duties and works and come to class. Hardworking people. You are not, na? Then, yeah. So we have product image. Image is displaying the preview. So we will keep a class. Class as what? Card image top. Okay, for this I will keep a height as 150, 160 pixel. Below this we will create card header, class card header. In the card header we will keep a simple paragraph. Here we will add product dot title. And after this header also will have style height. Height of that is will be some 160 pixel. Okay, we have card body div class card body. In the card body I am adding a data list. In that data term we will have price. Price I will keep as data definition. This is product dot price. Actually, we have a rating, data term rating, and a data definition. We will put a span, class bi star fill, and we have text success. And here we will put rating. That is product dot rating dot rate. And in the bracket, I will put here another product dot rating dot count. These all details it is having. Huh? Right. Now, after the card body, we will create a div. This is class card footer. And in the footer, I will keep a button. This button will have a span class bi cart 4. And we will have add to cart. And here button class btn danger. So, and this is W100. You can see all the products information will come here. These are all the products details we are having. That's all the products information we have. So it is fetching data from that API and it is displaying the data there. We have a header and we have section, a nav bar, and the data. We'll adjust the height of the card header. I will set it to 40. Little bit fine. This is okay. Yeah. This is the card header. These are all the products we are having. We are having these products. That is all the products data. Depending on how much height you give for main. For main, how much height we given? 500. I will use some 450. So that is little bit correctly fit into the page. That will be better. So that I can scroll this. This is all the content we are having. Now what is doing? It is loading all products. Now we need to implement the functionality here. What is the functionality we have to implement is when user selects any category, only that product should come. That means user selects jewelry, only jewelry should come. That means we need to change these products according to the category user selects. So here first thing is we have to write a event. Event is what? On change. On change, we have to collect the data coming from that and display. So we will write one method. This method is, we will write a method public category changed. Category changed is a method. What this method have to do is it should collect the value coming from that category. When the category is changing, we have to collect the value coming from it. You have two techniques. You have MVVM, MVC. So what you can do now here is see how to make it dynamic so that whatever value is there, I can select. For that here, I am to make it dynamic, I will use ng model. After that, I will use hash. Hash is what? I will give some category. I will use here as category. Understood? Category is equal to what? ng model. This is MEVM na? Now, how to collect the value of this? To collect the value, we have to use category dot value na? Category dot value will collect. But that category value we have to send into this method. Am I right? This method is expecting category, which is what type? String type. It is actually expecting category name, which is a string type. Now what we have to do? Whenever the drop down changes, we have to write an event called change. That is a JavaScript change event. In JavaScript on change, here we write change. Change, which method should come? Category changed. But this method is expecting parameter. What is the parameter it is expecting? Category dot value. We are sending that value. That means current category value, which one they selected, that value is passed into this method. Okay, we will test whether value is coming or not. We will go to this method. We will put an alert. In the alert, we will display category name. Which category is coming, we will display. Let's check. I will click here and select the category name. That means all the categories information. I need to select the category name. Category name is what? Jewelry. That means it is getting that. Am I right? That means the jewelry is coming there. I selected men's or women's clothing. It is coming. So the category name is passed there. Now this category related products only should load. Then already we have a method, this dot what? Load what? Products. This time, what is the URL? http://fakestoreapi.com/ what? Products / category / category name. Category name we have to bind. Am I right? I am using a backtick, not single quote. If single quote, we have to use plus. Backtick means embedded. In this embedded, we will pass the category name, right? We will pass the category name. That means which category you selected, that category name will be passed. Only that category products will be stored. Now see what happens here when I select any category here. Suppose I selected jewelry, then only jewelry products will come. When I select only men's clothing, only men's clothing will come. I selected a category women's clothing, only women's clothing will come. But actually all not working. Electronics will come. But all not working. Why all not working? Because we haven't written logic for that. What we have to do here, we have to write a condition. Condition is if category name is equal to what? All, then it should load all products now. That means this dot load products, it should load what? http://fakestoreapi.com/ what? Products. It will load all products. Otherwise, it will load only the products of the category you selected. That is else condition we are writing. Now that is fine. That means now you can see it will display here. I said electronics or jewelry, it will get jewelry. And again I selected all, it will get all. That means again all products are coming. So we are choosing the products and only those products will come. So we are able to filter the data. This should work on this button click also. That means we must able to do the same on that button click. But here to write that, suppose I click electronics, only electronics must come. Then what we will do here is, let's go to the template design. Where is that button? This button. When this button is what? Clicked. Which method should be called? Category what? Changed. Into that we will pass the category name as what? Electronics. That's it. That's it. You don't need to write any another method. Same method. That means suppose it is jewelry. Then what we have to do? On click. What is it? Category changed. Which one we have to send? Jewelry. Jewelry spelling. I need to send that jewelry. Now you see similarly others. Now you see here. So I am displaying all products. I can choose here. Suppose I select men's clothing, only men's clothing will come and display here. So these are men's clothing. I selected some women's clothing, only women's clothing will come here. Now I click on jewelry above the button and only jewelry will come. I selected electronics above button, then only electronics will come. That means we can handle the same in both locations. Now here important is when I click home, it should get all. That means now on home click, what we have to do? We have to right click. We have to send what? Category changed. Category changed. It has to send what? All. That means we see here and I am selecting here some jewelry. Jewelry is coming. I sell electronics. Only electronics is coming. I say home, then again all will come. All are displayed. That is a simple approach how we can manage. Now here, when user selects any category, when user is selecting any category here, suppose jewelry or something, after selecting, he can click add to cart. This must be added into cart and it should show here. One is in the cart. That means how many items are in the cart. It should show that. That means we have to write logic for accessing the product they clicked when the add to cart button is clicked. Add to cart button is clicked. This product information we have to collect. And we need to maintain a separate array which contains only cart items. So cart items must be maintained separately. Only the items which have cart items. So what I will do here is, let's go to the logic here. We will create another property. So another one, that is cart items. Cart items is also fake store contract type array. Understood? But it will contain only the items that are added into cart. Only the items that they add into cart. So here, one more point is, we will write one more logic here. One more function is public get cart items count. Understood? It is void type. What it should do? We will maintain another property. What is it? Public cart items count. It is what type? Number type. Initially it is 0. This cart items count we will display here in the, where is it? In this span. This is 0 span. Here we will display that number. Am I right? Which one we have to display? Cart items count. Initially it is how much? 0. That means it will display the cart items count 0. Now what we will do is, this cart items count should be according to the length of cart items. That means what we will do here, get cart items count. What it should do? This dot cart items count is equal to this dot cart items dot length. Understood? That means how much length is cart items, that length should be displayed as count. If there are 2 items in the cart, then its length will be 2. Now initially this also we will do on loading. Okay. On initialization, this dot what? Get cart items count. It will load how many items are in cart items currently? 0. Then length will be how much? 0. This 0 will be displayed here. It will be displayed here. Understood? Now, when user clicks this add to cart button, when user clicks that add to cart button, let's say here, where is that button? We will write a method. We will write a method public add to cart click. Now which, it is a void type. Which product they clicked? That product we need to collect. And we need to filter only that product. How do we get the product which one they clicked? We can access the products individually. You see, fake store have a API called products/1. What it is? It will get the products based on ID. Then what we will do is, here in the logic, we are expecting ID. ID is what type? Number type. So what we will do is, when user clicks add to cart button, where is add to cart button? In the card. This is card. This card is repeating. In that we have in the footer add to cart button. On this button click, what should happen? On this button click, which method should be called? Add to cart click. It is expecting ID na. We will send the product dot ID. That's it. The current product ID will be sent. Remember, this card is using product object now. The product ID we will send into that function. Now what we have to do? We have to fetch that ID product and add into cart items array. So we will write logic like this. What is it? Fetch. So fetch, what is it? HTTP colon fake store API.com / what? Products / product ID is coming from ID. Dot then response, it is equal to, what is it? Response dot JSON. After that, dot then whatever data comes, this data is a object. That data object must be added into cart items array. So this dot, what is it? Cart items. It is an array. Into that we will use push. Push which one? Data. That means whatever data you collected, that is one product information you collected, that is passed into cart items. After passing into cart items, we will get this dot cart items count. Understood? Get cart items count. After that, we will put an alert also. We will put an alert saying that item is added into cart. Na? Which item is added into cart? I will put here data dot title added to cart. That is the message we are giving. This added to cart /n, in next line it will come added to cart. So now let's run this and see here. I am selecting jewelry. Only jewelry products come. I selected this one, add to cart. When I click add to cart, so it should say it is added to cart. Okay. And it will show here one item is in the cart. The count is updated there. Now I am selecting another category. So, and in this category, I am choosing another product. So another product, and that is added to cart. And say, okay, now we have two items in the cart. That is the items it is displaying in the cart. Now, when I click that button, those items must display. That means when I click that button, it should show what items are in the cart. So here, in order to show those items in the cart, actually we can use a pop-up. But to design pop-up, we need jQuery. Little bit jQuery we need. Or later, you will learn about, later you are going to learn about a concept called Angular material. Angular material is same like Bootstrap. That Angular material provides some pop-ups, navigation bars and all. We can implement them. I will show you them later. But initially, how to design a pop-up? To design a pop-up and display contents in that, lot of concept is there because you need Bootstrap jQuery now. So generally, we need to install two things now. Actually, if I want to display here itself, I can show. Suppose user clicks on that button, those items must be displayed here. We can display because you see sometimes what those people do, they don't show pop-up right side or left side. So they will show the summary. Many websites, what they do is instead of, sometimes they show in a new screen, separate screen, or sometimes they show pop-ups. pop-ups mostly not preferred these days because browsers are blocking pop-ups. When browsers block pop-ups and all, that is little not satisfying. But if you want to design here, you can display. How you can display there? It's simple. What I can do, let's go to this nav bar. This is the nav bar. Where is nav? This is nav area. Na? In the nav area, so below this div, I will keep another div. And here I will put a class margin top 2. Here I will put a table. In this table, you see, I will put a class as table and a table hover. Table hover. Okay. And in this table, actually, we will put T head. In that we have TR. In that we have TH. We will display title. And we will display preview. Means what items are there. Only 2 details. Because less space is there now. So, and here we will put a T body. In the T body, we need to display the row. This row must be for which one? Cart items arena. NG for LET item of what? Cart items. In the first cell, it should display item dot what? Title. In the next cell, it should display preview. Preview is image. Image, I will keep an SRC. This is so item dot image, and width and height I will give just 50. Width and height as 50, 50 small. Now, and here I will keep a heading. So heading 3 or 4, like your cart. Am I right? And you can see actually it will display that your cart is currently empty. Now, what should happen is actually when this button is clicked, then only it should display. Otherwise, it should be hidden. We know, we learnt ngIf. Na? ngIf is used for adding and removing. It is used for adding and removing. That means what we have to do, this we will put a simple Boolean property. We will declare a Boolean property. So public is cart visible. And it is what type? Boolean type. And we will initially put as false. This will apply for this div. Am I right? Here we will apply ng if it is coming from is cart visible. It is by default false. Na? When it should be true? When user clicks on this button, where is that button? So cart items button, this one, na? In the top, na? Yeah. This button click, am I right? This button have a click. I will say toggle cart, okay? Toggle cart is a function. Let's write the function here. So what is the function we are writing here is public. What is it? Toggle cart. It is of what type? It is of void. And here we have to write. What is the condition is? This dot is cart visible is equal to, this depends on this dot is cart visible is equal to false. If it is false, then set to true, otherwise set to false. We are using a ternary operator. If it is already false, set to true. If it is true, set to false. Toggle on and off. Right? Now we see here toggle cart. That means initially it is not there. I am clicking here jewelry. I am adding a product, add product, that is added. Okay. How many items are there? 1. Click that and it will display. Your cart is having this. Now I am selecting some other category and I am choosing any another product, add, and it say add to cart. Okay. Now it is shown here. Now we have two items in the cart and I click on that. It will hide. Again, click on that, it will display. Now, very important, I must able to delete these items from cart. So when I click, I want to delete those items from the cart. So add items from the into cart, delete items in the cart. I want to show this as pop-up. Pop-up I will show in the next concept, because for the you need to install jQuery and all. Suppose I want to delete this item from the cart. See here, the table. This is the table we are creating. In this last cell, I will put here a button. So class as btn danger, and this button is having a span. So class bi trash fill, like this I am giving. And actually what happens is I selected any category. So any category, added any product. Okay, that is added. Click here, the delete button will come. And I'm adding any another product. So any another product category, that item is added, another one will come. I can give little bit actually space, because this is column how much 2. I will set it to 3. Then what is main? Where is main? So main I will give column as 9. We need to divide correctly. So little bit gap I am giving, some space, little bit. Now you can see here I am selecting here electronics or some category, some jewelry, some category. You can change this size, height, width of card and all. I added a product, that is added. Okay. And I click on this, it will display. So I am selecting any another category and I added any product, then that is added. Now we have 2 items in the cart. Now I must able to delete this item. You can delete the item. How to delete any element from an array? To delete any element from an array, what we have to do? So we have to use any element, means we have to use splice. Array have a method called splice. Pop means last item. We cannot delete only last item. We should able to delete any item. That means now here comes the key point. Which item they click delete, that index number we need to collect. And that index number must be deleted. That means now what we have to do? So we have to write, where is the table? For this button, we have to write here, click. What is the click? Remove, click. Into that, I need to send iterating item index. Iterating item index. How to get iterating item index? So where we are using ng for? We are using here ng for na. Here we need to declare a property. What is the property? Let I is equal to what? Index. And this I we will pass. Okay na? Index number we are passing. Now we need a function here. What is that function? Public. What is it? Remove click is expecting ID. ID was what type? Number type. And what it have to do is, it have to remove that item from the cart. So this dot cart items dot splice. We have to use splice. From which index number? ID. From ID index number. Actually, ID index number. Actually, this is index. This is index. You can give any name, doesn't matter. So here it have to delete. Which one? From this index. How many to delete? 1. That's how we need to define. After that, we need to update the count. Na? This dot get cart items count. Count will be updated. Now you see here, Splice is going to remove that item from the cart. So you selected jewelry, you added any item. Okay, one item is there. So I added another category, men's clothing. I added second item. Both are there. Two items are there. Now click, two items are here. I click the first one, delete, it is removed. Now only one item is there. Right? We are able to delete that. Now it is empty. Now before deleting, it should ask, are you sure you want to delete? It should not delete immediately. Then just what you have to do is, we will just use a variable flag. This flag will use a confirm. You know, JavaScript have a confirm box. Are you sure? Am I right? Want to delete? This question we will ask. If flag is equal to true, that means they selected yes, then only this delete should happen. Otherwise, nothing. Because confirm will return true or false. On OK, it will return true. On cancel, it will return false. So now what happens here is, I selected jewelry. I added anything here. Okay. I selected some electronics. I added some product here. Okay. So I added some clothing. I added a product. Okay. You see 3 products are here. And I want to delete. I want to delete the first one. I click, say, are you sure you want to delete? I said, okay, then it is deleted. I want to delete this last one. I click, it says, are you sure? I say cancel, not deleted. That means I click delete. I say, okay, that is deleted. That is what we have to handle. That's why we need index number. Right? Why we need index, why we need even, why we need odd, those points we discuss. Now this you must able to design. Understood? This entire code I will give. You will have to try this complete example. Right? And once you try this, now we will go into next level. Some more complex things we will learn. Okay, na? Now, first you try this. Based on this, I will give you some task. Right? And in tomorrow's session, we will have only doubts session. Understood? Online and offline, only doubts, not regular session. Tomorrow will be only doubts session. If you have doubts, you can attend the class. So otherwise, not required. So tomorrow we will clarify the doubts for the people who are having doubts. Doubts means how much course fees is, when course will finish, how many days it will take. I will kick those people. Understood? Right? Doubts means what problems you are facing till now, what you learned. Not about what future we are going to discuss also. Understood? Till now, what you practiced, are there any problems in that? What we discussed. Will you teach that? Will you teach this? If you come with those doubts, I will kick you. Understood? Only the doubts related to what we till now discussed. Okay, na? Right. Tomorrow will be complete doubt session only. Right? Right. Tomorrow I'll continue.